Today on the Riff, Jeremy and Justin sit down to talk about essentialism. However, if they stayed true to essentialism, the episode would only be 4 minutes. Just saying. We hope today is helpful and hopeful. Thanks for listening.
Well, hello, welcome to the Riff. Another episode, another day. Justin,
Yeah.
good to see you today.
That's good to see you too. I was just saying I get nervous at every one of these.
Why do you get nervous?
Well, I just want to make sure I hit record, and then we've had a couple that we've done the entire thing.
Really?
Yeah, two. There were two.
Was I in both of them? Because I remember one of them.
Yeah, and it was early in our days of the Riff, and then I just had to look at you in the eyes and say, "Hey, man, didn't record that one."
How did I respond? I don't remember. I either blacked out or blocked it out.
You looked down, and anytime you look down, I'm like, "Oh, geez, oh no, he's mad." And then you said, "That's okay," but I knew it wasn't. Because you looked down.
It wasn't.
Because you looked down.
It
And I was like,
no.
just But I hope I'm recording this one. I think I hit it. I think I hit.
Well, I sure hope that you respect my time and recorded that, because I can't imagine a greater disrespect.
Of course, understood. 100% understood. I'm well though. How are you doing?
I am good. I was just wondering, like, how often are you late to a meeting? You're not a late guy.
I would not say often. There've been times. Yeah, but
That's always an awkward moment. I was late to a meeting this week with you.
You were,
and
I looked down.
Thank you in advance. Well, it wasn't in advance. I should have sent that, because I really don't like the thank you in advance.
Hey, thanks in advance for understanding.
Thanks in advance for your understanding, guys.
Yeah, I really appreciate
that.
it.
I was enjoying my omelet a little much.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't understand. Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't
value
there yet.
your guys' time.
It's fine.
But yeah.
Well, here's the deal. You actually said you're going to be late by 30 minutes, and you're only late by about 20.
Yeah. No.
So
yeah.
At the end of the process, I was like,
it's a gift.
What a cool deal that he was early.
Yep. And that's a little psychology I picked up in a book somewhere.
Well,
because I was like, man, I'm going to be 20 minutes late. How do I get out of this? Ooh, I got an idea.
Don't think I'm making it today, guys.
30 minutes late, but
Sorry.
because I love you and value your time, I'm going to do everything possible to shave some of that time down.
It was impressive. It was a judo move.
Impressive.
It really was.
Impressive.
It really was. Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay.
I think I was late. We're just going to keep going.
Yeah, no.
Here's the one time I was late. Do you remember this? I remember this, and you could have been so mad at me. I think you were, but you were so kind. You were so kind.
No, I'm curious.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
This is way back when I first got into this position. I'm super nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. And the Joplin building sells.
Okay.
And you and I have to drive to Joplin.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember. I remember driving to Joplin.
We have to drive to Joplin to go sign papers.
Yeah.
And I get like halfway to the church to meet you. And I'm like 5 minutes away. We got to leave in 5 minutes. I'm right on time. And then I forgot my driver's license, which I had to have.
To the title company. Yeah.
So then I had to drive back home and then come back to the church. And I was like 15 minutes late. I get in the car. I'm like, I'm so sorry, man. And I don't think you said a word for like the first 10 minutes.
Really?
100%. And I'm like, oh my word, I've screwed this whole thing up. This was my one shot, and I am late to this. This is what I'm late to. But you were so kind. And then we signed.
Bounced back.
You bounced back. It was good. But I do remember that time of being late.
You got to understand the weight that I carry. Even though my nature would be so gracious, and you know that.
Of course.
If I let those little foxes slip in and steal the vine, it'll become a pattern. And so I have to convey my disappointment, right? Enough to break you, but then rebound enough to mend it.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Good, yeah, perfect. I'm glad. I don't remember that. I do remember sitting at the title company though with you, and I remember thinking, "What are we doing?" I can't believe this is great. And when I say this is great, it's crazy that like the two of us are sitting at this like adult meeting and we're having this interaction. I remember leaving and we're like, well, did that just happen?
All right.
Okay.
Next. All right. Cool. Great.
Oh, mercy. Justin.
Yeah.
You're working on a book right now.
An old one.
Reading one.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Thanks for clarifying.
No, I didn't want people to get too excited.
No, it's fine.
Time out. If you were to write a book, what are you going to write?
Space novel.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt. Probably a trilogy.
You
Yeah. I just no doubt in my mind.
okay?
Yeah. Time travel probably would be involved in some capacity.
It's gotta be,
But not
like wormhole-ish.
Not no, nothing crazy that you're having to be like, where am I? No,
Like,
just a little bit. Just
within a
small-
week. Like you can go back to Thursday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, space novel trilogy.
Like would it be one of those space novel westerns?
Well, now that you say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I thought that.
Yeah.
I thought that. I've seen some of your sketches you've accidentally left.
Monday through Wednesday, I only sketch. So, and I appreciate the time.
Yeah.
The flexibility is
Honestly,
awesome.
I read somewhere that you give people 40% of the work week to do whatever they want to do, and the rest of the 60%,
They're going to crush.
Yeah, they're going to crush it. So.
Okay, I'm working on a book. This is an older book that a lot of people have probably read, but it's Greg McKeown's Essentialism.
I don't think I've read it.
Yeah. I
Okay,
don't know
so tell
how
me
I
about it.
hadn't read. It's fantastic.
Like when you say old, you're talking like
I don't even
10
know.
years more?
I'm going to say in between 2 and 30 years old, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
So-
I know lots of people who are in between that
Yeah,
range.
yeah. So I don't know when it was written. I just know that it's been around. And I think I'm thinking it's older because it's on Jamie's bookshelf. And I pick it up and I'm like, hey, I'm going to read this. And she's like, you haven't read that yet? I'm like, first off, don't judge.
Yeah.
Number one.
No, that's-
Number one.
yeah.
And then number two, it made me think, oh, how long has this thing been around? Oh, I just guess I haven't. It's fantastic.
Well, tell me, give me a little Reader's Digest version,
Okay. So
which ironically is another book.
Oh, that's true.
Well, it's up here.
Yeah. So he does obviously walk through the Pareto principle of 80-20, that whole thing of making sure that you're focused on the 20% that produces the 80% of the results, all that. That's kind of found in a lot of readings. But what he does is he goes even further into simplification, right? Brings up Occam's razor, brings up all of these things of like the simplest answer to most issues is the right answer.
Okay. Walk me through the razor. Walk me through the razor.
Occam's
because
razor.
I don't
William of
remember
Ockham.
it. I don't remember it.
It's that. That's all it is. So if you are given a set of possibilities for an answer for an issue or a problem,
Okay.
the simplest one is often or always the right one.
So is the razor as it, like you cut it down?
Cut it down.
Okay.
Right? You cut it down to the simplest.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Is there an example? Can you think of an example on that? Because I love the name of this because the name of that Occam's razor. Occam's razor.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Let's try this. I've got an issue. Okay.
And now do I get to guess it? Oh,
No,
wow.
I'm going to tell you.
Oh,
I'm going to tell you.
okay.
It's an ingrown toenail. Okay. I'm just giving you this is part of my space novel. This is how it starts.
You bite your fingernails, right?
Yeah, pretty hardcore.
You bite. Is that how you got your toenail issue?
I wish if I could get them up there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you bite anybody else's toenails? Just yours.
Just fine.
Okay.
Just fine.
Okay. Occam's razor.
Occam.
Occam's razor.
All right, I've got an ingrown toenail. Okay, I don't right now.
No, okay.
This is just a hypothetical.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go through the possibilities of how I'd fix that.
Groom more often.
Okay. That's a retro. Like that's in the future. I need an answer right now. How do I get my ingrown toenail like fixed right now? What do I do?
Get a wheelchair.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way, you could cut it.
I could cut it.
Cut the nail. Cut the skin.
Cut the skin.
Cut the skin.
That'd be tough. Oh,
I think is that what you do?
I think you might. Right.
Okay.
Or I could set up a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So set up a doctor's appointment and then go to the doctor and then have them tell me what's going on. And then they would tell me to cut the skin. Or
And they would charge you.
they would charge me. Or
You just cut your
I
skin.
just cut skin.
Skin.
Right?
Okay.
Done.
All
So
right.
Occam's razor right
You
there.
have a toothache?
I do have I mean, I don't know if it goes like with all the physical parts of the body,
Okay.
but that's the idea,
if you know
right?
that's what the solution is going to be, then cut out
Then
all the
cut
unnecessary
out
things.
all of
the
these
unnecessary.
things.
Okay, got
He
it.
brings up a lot of stuff within business.
Okay.
So he talks about the stock market, brings up a couple of different companies, and then really focuses in on Southwest Airlines.
Okay.
and walks through what they did and how they understood just so deeply that every yes costs a lot.
Okay. So yes in airline, meaning
Yes, we got first class.
okay.
They got rid of it. Like, no, we don't.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we can get you to this location or that location. No, we just do point to point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we serve this and that. We don't. We just serve peanuts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so I have my assigned seat. No, you can just choose your own. Like, it's all of these things that they put into play that they wanted to create an experience of simplification.
Simple as possible.
As simple as possible. They want the air travel to be as simple as possible and not all of these convoluted things. There was another Continental. They started a thing called Continental Light. And they tried to do Continental and Continental Light at the same time. And Continental Light was a copycat of Southwest. Okay. And it did not work. And the whole idea was that is because even though you're simplifying something, if you still have the complexity next to you, you actually haven't simplified. So the same thing would go, and then he goes into, it might be a business book. I'm halfway through it, but it's very much life, right? It's family. It's what you're doing as a person. Like when you think you're actually simplifying and becoming like, this is essential and this is essential, when everything is essential, nothing is essential. It's the whole idea of priorities, right?
Okay.
Priority is actually singular, so you can't have priorities. It's kind of not really a thing you can do.
I've never thought about that.
Yeah. What's your priorities? I only have one since it's priority. So he walks through this whole idea of what are you saying no to and what is actually essential. And it lines up. Jen's walked us through a book of the one thing. It lines up with that a lot, right? What's the only thing, the one thing that you can do that if you're going to do it, it changes everything. That type of idea. It is that over and over and over and over. With the clothes that you wear, the food that you eat, the people that you hang out with, all of this is what are you saying yes to? Because yes is 1,000 no's, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a fascinating read, and it's got me thinking of like, what do we do as a church? What do we do like inside of my life, inside of my marriage? What are these things that I just routinely say yes to, thinking that, oh yeah, this is going to be better, right? Yeah. Our friend Craig Rochelle. Can you say that? Would we say that? Our friend?
Yeah, our friendly when I see him. Is friendly.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Our friend Craig says growth creates complexity.
Yeah.
And complexity kills growth. And he walks through this over and over and over to where you think you are growing something, and the bigger that you become and the wider that it is and the more complex that it becomes, it actually is diminishing returns. So I want to ask a couple questions for you. What do you think we're doing as a church right now that is a yes that is actually 1,000 no's?
Oh, if we do like a 30,000 foot level view, I would say our mission of being able to be a safe place for people to find and follow Jesus, that's what we're saying yes to. Right? And so ultimately there are a lot of things that might be meaningful to some, that might be preferential to me or to others that don't fit within that yes, so they become a no. So it could be little things that I would want to share in a message. I'm like, man, if it were a group of me's, a group of people who have my vantage point, my experience, good and bad. So not that's the goal, but if I had everyone who thought like me, I would be able to talk about a lot more things. I would be able to, hey, you all know what it says. Hey, man, that song we just sang reminded me of this song when I was, or this story in scripture that we know. Or it could allow me to, that yes to, I need this to be a place where they experience Jesus means I have to say no to anything that distracts that moment. So, it could be, like, hey, like today we're just going to go for 2 hours, that it could be like, well, that impacts everything, impacts our multi-site. So our complexity we have a lot of complexity, with multi-sites and campuses. But that yes of trying to create a predictable experience, not a predictable, a predictable experience where someone can hear from Jesus, right? Yeah. That what you're inviting someone to. That yes demands a whole lot of no's.
I think that you do this with your messages as well.
Okay.
So anytime I sit down with a new North Pointer, I always ask him, man, what's your favorite thing you have found at North Point? And what's one thing that you just hate? And if you're not as comfortable like saying that you hate it, what's one thing that you're confused about, right? And
that's a good way to say it.
Yeah. So usually they're like, I don't hate anything. Okay. You loved everything.
3 things though I'm very confused about.
But the last person I did this with, they were like, I mean, Jeremy's messages. Like, tell me more.
Is this the confused part?
Yeah. I just don't get it. That's what they said. And I said, I don't either. I don't know, man. I don't know. They said Jeremy's messages are so impactful for me because he's able to take the complex and make it simple. And he's like, I've been around church a long, long time, and he has said things in such a simple way that I've never heard it that way because people usually want to wrap it up in this large theological package to where it's like, just simplify it for me. Right. And it speaks to me in such a different way, which I would say it's probably my favorite thing as well. Like I love that part of North Point on how you're able to do that because there's stories that I've heard or ideas or theological positions that you'll walk through that I'll be like, oh, well, that's a little bit simpler than I thought. And it doesn't leave me thinking like, I didn't get fed today. Well, it wasn't deep. I'm like, actually went deeper than I've ever gone. Like that was exactly what I needed. Yeah. So I think that is something that for sure we do really, really well. Yeah.
And that is a attention for sure as a communicator, or as a church to really navigate like, hey, it's not deep to try and take complex things or simple things and make them complex, and we've got, it's really good work to be able to say, okay, what is your next step? What is Scripture saying here? And we have punted our insecurity that makes us want people to say, man, you're deep. That when people say, man, that's a new word, man. I've never heard that word. Like I just have to eliminate any desire I have to hear that. Because if it's a new word, then it's probably not a real word, right? It's probably not from the word. And so, because we're all trying to go off this, but just how do we take a very serious step out of this very simple, the simple truth. I think our programming is a big part of it, right? We're not opposed to some of these other things, but what we know we do as North Point, what we can do predictably, what we can do at the scale that we have is we can do weekend gatherings. And that doesn't mean that's the only thing we do, but that's our niche, right? Our weekend gatherings, to be able to help anybody at any of our campuses come in here and hopefully hear from Jesus. Give them a shot to hear from Jesus, right? Introduce our friend Jesus to our friend here to our friend Jesus, right? That's what we do best. Mm-hmm. That doesn't give us a pass to not do anything else well.
Right.
But we also then have to say, what things are we all right saying no to? For example, conferences.
Yep.
Right? Men's conference, women's conference. Are they bad? They can be. Okay. But not fundamentally good or bad, right? They're there. We actually live in an environment where that's not the biggest void in our community of we need more conferences. And they're awesome. Like we have, if you want Christian inspiration and resources and tools and gatherings, we have so many in this area. And so I don't want to be like a mocker of them, right? Because that's cool. It's helpful. That's why people go to them, right? People like that. But that's not who we are. Not because fundamentally we don't believe in that, because we're going to do this. This is who we are. And we feel like if this is provided and it's meeting a need in the community, it's not that hard for someone to go to one if they want to. Camps. camps could be one of them. Like, we don't do camp. Like we have camps. Like we have a student camp, but it's not overnight. It's day camps, right? We have a kid point camp, but it's not overnight. And some people are like, man, I really want my church to do camps. And I get that. I grew up going to camps, okay? And they were very valuable. Here's what we've decided. We could probably do a camp. What we can't do is be campers, right? Like we can't be a camping agency.
Right.
We can't guarantee that our camp would be safe. Let's be honest, if we looked at the news, I don't think camping companies can guarantee that camping camps are all that safe. So what we've done is saying, if we went into the camping business, how many volunteers and specialists does that take? Are we able to look a parent in the eye and say, I am confident we're giving your kid the safest environment possible? No. What I could look them in the eye and say is, we're going to try our best. And we vetted the people as well as we know how to vet them. And we're going to run that rope swing as safe as we know how. And we're going to make sure that your kids are in a cabin with people who are trained and safe. And now here's the deal. It's not because we have a specific distrust of anyone running that ropes course or being in a cabin, but that's not what we do. Mm-hmm. And so we know fundamentally we wouldn't be as good as people who do it for a living. And we don't want to jeopardize our yes by trying to come up with a different yes. And if someone says, and here's, if they didn't have camps at all in this area, there were no camps for people to go to, I would maybe discuss this as a leadership team with our board and say, I think there's a void in our community. Right. Do we want to get good enough where we can provide a pretty predictably safe environment for this? Maybe we need to do that. But since there's not a current need, there's just, there are other places to do that. We don't need to do that.
And it's the same thing. I mean, as he's talking about with Southwest, right? They're not against first class.
Yes.
They're not like petitioning, and they're like, their mission statement is down with first class. It's not that. That's not their mission statement. Right. So I think it's the exact same thing. Like we're not against monster trucks and pyro and lasers. Do we do it? No.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Not right now. There's been seasons
we did lasers. Yeah. Right. Exactly. We're not. It's not like it's like that's like no. It's just not who we are or what we're doing because we've said no to this because we want to say yes to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and here's the deal. We don't want, it's not about laziness. And so the thing is, the moment where it's like, I don't want to do that, that sounds like a lot of work. That's not, it's mission critical. What is our yes? What are the things that we need to do to dive into the yes? What are some other things that we can provide that help people get to that yes or to stay on that yes? But ultimately, there's a lot of things that we're going to say no to because this is just not mission critical.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Southwest Airlines, you ever fly Southwest?
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I can't tell the difference. I don't know.
I
think there is a difference. There's a difference in the staff. There's a feeling.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
They got a fun vibe.
There's a feeling of that.
They're different. They are different.
Yes.
And you feel it. I enjoy when I'm on the plane at Southwest. It's a fun vibe. But the seating, I'm a control freak.
I know, right?
I like to know where I'm going to sit. And I heard they're going to change that part of it, maybe.
Well, that's because I like sitting in the airport and when they're like calling people, I like just sitting there, Everybody lines up.
I'm a liner upper.
My mom and dad are liner uppers, man. As soon as it's like, hey, they're assigned.
Robbie and Kathy and me, I'd be right in the middle of them.
I'm going to keep eating my Twizzlers.
With Leanne. She's
a
like,
liner upper?
Why would I want to recycle everyone else's breath longer than I need to?
She's not a liner upper.
No.
Good.
Oh, she's it finally is our turn. She's like, I think I need to go to the restroom. I'm like, that. You thought about that just now?
No, it's a power move. That's a power move.
It is a power move.
Love
you know what? No. I'll tell you the power move. The power move is getting up when they say, all right, we'd like to go zone 3 at this point, and I jump up and everyone in my mind, here's my voice in my head thinking, how did he get zone 3? Man, right? Did he inherit those points from somebody? Is he a very important person? And I just walk up there, look casual. I don't want to look like I think it's a cool deal, but it's a cool deal. And then when Leanne's like, we don't need to get on. I'm like, what do you mean we don't need to get on right now? You kidding me? So there's been tense moments.
No.
Yeah, you're a pretty casual traveler. But I love that idea.
What's that?
efficiency.
Wait, what's that mean?
Like
that?
you don't stress out and travel.
No.
I travel with you.
Yeah.
You're chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even pack.
Well, you always have a backpack.
That's it.
Yep. So
That's all I need.
yeah. Have you ever
Essentialism. That's all. I've said no to luggage.
You've told me this before. I don't know if this is true. So let's just peel this back because it is the topic. You said before that one of your goals was to get like, I don't know, I'm just going to throw out a number, 5 black t-shirts, 2 black pairs of pants, or something, a certain number, and then be like, then I don't even need to waste time wondering what I'm going to wear.
100%.
Are you there?
100%. This right here is a black t-shirt. This is black.
Yeah.
Black pants.
Yeah.
These are black pants.
Yep.
See that on the video?
Yep.
See those?
Yeah.
That's it.
I have
3 pairs of these pants, and I've got about 15 of these shirts now. And they're expensive.
No,
they're a French manufacturer, Hannes. Hanes.
I've got a friend who wears the Hanas.
Yes, Hannes. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Some people say Hanes, but I feel it's like the greatest dad joke ever. Isn't that awesome? It's so good. Yeah, but they're super cheap. I found that they fit super well. They wash well.
And they're slimming.
They are so slimming.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you just kind of accessorate today with
and then you can throw a jacket on.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whoa, you really dressed up today. No, I didn't.
Okay, honestly, that's exactly what I thought today. I was like, oh, he must have an interview.
No, I got the Riff today, man. I had to wear a jacket. That's
good.
it.
I like
so
it.
yeah, and then when I travel, it's just a backpack because then I don't have to.
efficient.
I know exactly what I'm bringing.
Yeah.
And it's really simple, essential. Yeah.
I've got a lot of room to work with on my journey towards essentialism. So,
well, I think it's important. I think it's going to be a fun journey. I've been doing it the last year, not through this book, but through a couple of different things that I've been walking through. And it is like, is this important? Like, is this going to get me where I want to be, where I want to go? Does it create the person that I want to be? Right? Like all of that, especially in marriage and parenting.
I was going to ask, relationally, what are some handles on that?
Essential. I will meet with Jamie every Thursday.
Okay.
We will have lunch. It's essential to me. Like I found out like that time, it's different from like going home and having dinner with her and the girls.
Yeah.
Like looking at her in the eyes and understanding what her week is, what her week will be. Like all of those things is an essential element to who I want to be as a husband and to who I want to be as a father, and partnering with her in parenting those little things. Like that's an essential piece for me. So, and it's been awesome. Yeah. We go to First Watch every Thursday. I don't have to say,
it's bougie.
And I order the same thing every single time. And now I don't have to order. I just walk in. It's been great. It's awesome. And they just know.
Okay, so it's interesting. You say that you have to be able to say a bunch of no's because of a yo. I've noticed that about you. A little observation here.
Okay, all right.
I'm a pickleball player.
I know.
Okay? And I
love pickleball.
My season of life is different than your season of life,
right.
Meaning kids' ages.
I know.
Stages. And so I am like living in the wild, wild west on my days off, right? So it's like, whatever. And so I can be the type of guy where at night I can be like, oh, I'm going to play pickleball in an hour and a half and throw out a group text, or in the morning. But you're in a stage in a season where your yes has to come with some no's, or you just don't like me. But I'm going to go. Now it makes sense. I always thought you didn't like me, but now that I know you've read that book.
Well, not all the way through.
Well, half the book.
Half of it.
Then I realize, so I'm like that with my schedule too, like a work schedule. Like I'm not like that outside of work as much. Depends because you know we're empty nesters now, and so we get plenty of opportunity to have more margin. But my work week is very much that. I know what I do on Mondays, I know what I do on Tuesdays, and Wednesday is my wiggly day, right? And it doesn't mean I don't have a plan, but I know any yes I say on these days, what I'm saying no to, and I know what I won't say no to, right? So there is, like, even staff, it's rare that I'm ever going to say yes to a meeting on a Tuesday, right? This is what I have to do on Tuesdays, and everything else gets pushed to the other side, right?
Yeah.
So, so that the idea of schedule, I love that, is have a strong yes. That'll give you the permission to say no. But what happens when someone doesn't like your no?
It's their problem. Like,
How do you get all right with that?
I don't know.
Which I agree with you, but it has been a journey as a people pleaser. I've had to get to that spot.
I am the same as you. Like Enneagram 3, people pleaser, bothers me to no end thinking that someone's out there saying anything other than my praises.
Yeah, no, I would doubt that.
And now I don't even think about it. And I just tell myself, they really like me.
Yeah.
That's all I do. And it works super well. But ultimately, I am not in control of your feelings. I am in control of how I act. I'm in control of how kind I am when I am doing it. But I am just a stimulus to you. Like, that's it. So I have to tell myself.
That's the reward for listening to the whole episode, because that was gold right there.
Well, that's the
I'm
reward
not in
for
control of
being married to
else's
Jamie.
feelings.
Like, I don't. Yeah, I'm not, and you aren't either. So I think that when you're getting into this space of being able to say no, I'm like, it's the best no for me, for my family, for where I want to go, for the leader I want to be here, for whatever it is, and I have to let it go at that point. So then if you get upset or they get upset, I'm curious to why you're upset. I want to know what it's like on the other side of me. Did I say something that's like triggering to you that I can be more aware of? So I'm not giving myself like freedom to be a jerk. Be like, well, I'm not in charge of your feelings. Like, that's not that. But I also know that I can't make you happy, just as I can't make you. So there's nothing I'm going to be doing that's like, really, Jeremy's really happy right now because of me. Yeah. Like, he's happy because I was a stimulus of something. Like, that's him. So same thing if you were to get upset, I'm like, like, what did I do? What can I learn? But I also have to understand that, like, I'm just a stimulus to that. Like, there's something inside of you that is getting mad or happy. So my no is for anybody. Like, yeah, that's going to be the no for today.
And if someone was upset because your no is guarding your yo, then do you really want to give them that kind of
Now I can see if it's a flippant, like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, clear is kind, right? That's on our wall. If I have clarity to you of why it is a no,
right,
I hopefully have done my part in explaining, hey, it's not actually about you, right?
Fridays is donut day.
It's donut day.
I know.
I really want to play pickleball. Every time you text, I'm like, gah, I love pickleball. I love it.
Yeah.
But right now,
I love donuts more.
I do. I love my girls. I think I love my girls.
You go with your girls?
More. Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't do donut day by myself.
I'll sing your praises now.
That's good.
I thought you're like, dude,
just imagine me at St. G's.
That's 2 for 1 day. Are you kidding me?
Those fritters, they're going to eat themselves. They are not.
I love those fritters.
Woo-hoo. They look burnt, but they're not. Okay?
Oh, those are the best ones.
So good.
I love it that they let other people pick.
So
Bunch of novices. Okay, that's good stuff. You know what? I got to tell you.
What?
I think this might be my favorite Riff episode that we've had in a while.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
No, I like this one. I do like
Now,
this one.
if you end up reading the second half of the book and he says, psych, just kidding, we're going to do part 2, okay? Because I'm getting excited about this.
All right. I don't even know if I'm going to finish it because I am going to start the space trilogy. So
yeah, no, that'd be
I'm like so close to getting all my illustrations
like
done.
this, like a Bigfoot character who's like your co-pilot, right? And he doesn't have lines. He's just like,
I like this.
Right? And then you've got like a character who's falls in love with someone, but turns out to be a sister, but he doesn't know it for a while.
What?
Yeah, and then you got some droids. I think. But then the trilogy, after you write it and it gets popular, you go back and do a pre-trilogy.
Okay. Would there be even an opportunity to do a post-trilogy?
Yes. But you got to act like it never will. And so what you're going to do is you're going to get this one generation excited about your trilogy, get the next generation excited about the pre.
So you're saying
Yeah.
I would title my first one Episode 4?
No, not at first.
Will
you wait to say that until after then they're like, 4, wait.
Where's 1, 2, and 3?
Yep, don't worry. I will fill that void here in a second.
Will you email all this to me?
I will. As a matter of fact, it's loosely based on something I've seen. I'm gonna share that with you. So, all right. Okay. See you all. Have a great week. Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Riff. We'll have a brand new episode every week, wherever you find podcasts.